My mom's new boyfriend sat across from me at Olive Garden, trying way too hard to be my friend. So Karis, your mom tells me you're into gaming. He leaned forward like we were about to bond over Call of Duty or something. I looked at my mom. She smiled that fake smile she'd been using a lot lately. The one that didn't reach her eyes. I gotta use the bathroom, I said, standing up. In the bathroom stall, I texted my dad. Come get me. I can't do this. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. On my way. 15 minutes. That was 8 months ago. I haven't seen my mom since. My name is Karis. I'm 19, and this is the story of how I found out my mom cheated on my dad, called him ugly while looking exactly like him, and then got mad when I decided I was done with her. Growing up, my mom overshared everything with me. I'm talking TMI-level stuff that no kid should know about their parents. Their sex life, their arguments, my dad's bathroom habits, literally everything. She treated me like her best friend instead of her son, which felt cool when I was younger but looking back was probably super unhealthy. But whatever, I thought we were tight. I thought I knew everything about their marriage. And from what I could see, they were solid. They did all that embarrassing romantic stuff like slow dancing in the kitchen and leaving each other love notes. Made me cringe but also made me think, okay, they are actually in love. Then last year, everything blew up. I was in my room playing Apex when I heard screaming. Not regular argument volume. Full-on screaming match. I paused my game and crept to my door. My mom's voice cut through the hallway like a knife. You're disgusting. Look at yourself. You're bald and ugly and I can't even stand looking at you anymore. My dad said something I couldn't hear. No. I'm done pretending I'm attracted to you. You're revolting. My stomach dropped. I'd heard them argue before but never like this. Never with that much venom. 20 minutes later, my mom knocked on my door. Her face was red and puffy. Hey sweetie. She hugged me. I'm gonna stay at Aunt Linda's for a bit. Just need some space. Love you. Then she left. I figured they'd cool off and work it out. Couples say horrible things when they are fighting, right? They'd been together for 22 years. You don't just throw that away over one bad fight. Except they did. 2 weeks later, my dad sat me and my little brother Marcus down and told us they were separating. Marcus is 14 and barely said anything, just stayed at his phone. I asked if they were getting divorced and my dad said probably, and that was that. Family meeting over. At first, I tried to maintain a relationship with both of them. I'd see my dad during the week and visit my mom on weekends at my aunt's place. It felt weird but doable. Then my mom started dating someone. Like immediately. I'm talking maybe 3 weeks after she moved out. She's suddenly posting Instagram stories with some dude named Trevor. Gym selfies. Coffee dates. That kind of stuff. That was fast. I texted her. I'm allowed to be happy, Karis. Fair enough, I guess. But something felt off about how quick she moved on. Like she had him waiting in the wings or something. One weekend, I met Trevor for the first time. My mom was acting all giggly and weird, holding his hand, touching his arm every 5 seconds. I felt like I was third-wheeling on a date. So how'd you guys meet? I asked, trying to make conversation. Oh, we met at Starbucks, my mom said quickly. He accidentally grabbed my drink and we started talking. Trevor laughed. Classic mix-up, right? Yeah, totally, I said. Later, when my mom went to the bathroom, Trevor asked if I worked out. Not really. You? Yeah man, I'm at the gym every day. That's actually how your mom and I met. We were on treadmills next to each other. My brain screeched to a halt. Wait, what? At the gym. She was struggling with the settings on her treadmill and I helped her out. We got to talking, Anne. She said you met at Starbucks. Trevor's face went blank. Oh, yeah. We went to Starbucks after the gym. That's probably what she meant. But his voice went up at the end like a question. Like he was trying to convince himself. I didn't bring it up with my mom. Not yet. But it stuck with me. Why would she lie about something that simple? A few weeks later, I tried asking her again. Casually, like I was just curious. Hey, so you and Trevor met at the gym, right? She looked at me sharply. Why are you asking? Just wondering. We met at Starbucks. Why does it matter? Trevor said gym. He's confused. It was Starbucks. Her tone had that edge to it. The one that meant drop it or we're gonna fight. So I dropped it. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. The lying. The defensiveness. The way she moved on so fast. Something was seriously wrong. Then I found out the truth. I was at my dad's place, staying over for the week. He'd left his phone on the kitchen counter while he was in the shower. It buzzed and I glanced at it without thinking. A text from my Uncle Derek. Lawyer said you can push for lower alimony if you have proof of the affair. You still have those screenshots. My heart stopped. Affair. I stared at that word until it stopped looking like a real word. My dad's phone buzzed again. Let me know if you need me to testify. She doesn't get to cheat and take half your money too. I put the phone down like it burned me. When my dad got out of the shower, I was sitting at the kitchen table, arms crossed. Were you reading my texts? He asked, seeing his phone moved. Did Mom cheat on you? He froze. Towel around his shoulders, hair wet, face going pale. Karis, just tell me. Did she cheat? He sat down across from me. Yeah, she did. The room spun. Everything spun. With Trevor? Yeah. For how long? My dad rubbed his face. I don't know exactly. A few months before we split, maybe longer. I found messages on her iPad. Deleted texts she thought were gone, but they were still backed up to the cloud. I felt like I was gonna throw up. Why didn't you tell me? Because you're my kid. You shouldn't have to deal with that. But you're letting her play victim. She's out here acting like you're the bad guy and she's just living her truth or whatever, Anne. I didn't want you to hate her. Well, congratulations, Dad. Now I hate her anyway. I went to my room and locked the door. Laid on my bed staring at the ceiling. Everything made sense now. The quick separation. The immediate new relationship. The lies about how they met. She'd been cheating the whole time and probably left my dad the second she felt secure enough with Trevor. But that's not even the part that destroyed me. The part that destroyed me was remembering what she said during that fight. You're bald and ugly and I can't even stand looking at you anymore. I got up and looked in the mirror. I'm 6 feet 2 inches. My dad's 6 feet 0 inches. We have the same build. Same dark hair. Or at least he used to before he went bald in his 40s. Same nose. Same jawline. Same everything. When she called him ugly, she was calling me ugly. When she said she couldn't stand looking at him, she was saying she couldn't stand looking at me. I spiraled hard after that. Started researching plastic surgery. Found a clinic in Florida that did free online consultations. Took screenshots of my face from every angle and sent them in. The surgeon replied, "You have a well-proportioned face. What would you like to change?" "Everything," I typed back. I didn't go through with it. But the fact that I even considered it showed how messed up my head got. I started avoiding my mom after that. She'd text asking to meet up and I'd make excuses. "Can't, I have work." "Sorry, hanging with friends." "Not feeling great, maybe next week." Every time I thought about seeing her, my chest got tight. My hands started sweating. I'd feel nauseous. So I just stayed away. Marcus noticed. He's always been attached to me, follows me everywhere, copies everything I do. So when he saw I wasn't going to Mom's anymore, he stopped going too. My mom started blowing up my phone. "Why isn't Marcus coming over? You're supposed to bring him. He doesn't want to go." "Well, make him go. I'm his mother." "I'm not making him do anything. He's uncomfortable." "Uncomfortable with what?" "With Trevor. He doesn't know him. He needs to get to know him. Trevor lives here now." That was news to me. She moved her affair partner into the house we grew up in. The house my dad was still paying the mortgage on while she figured out her half of the assets. "Marcus doesn't warm up to people fast," I texted back. "You know that. He's being ridiculous. You both are." "Marcus isn't being ridiculous. He's shy as hell. Takes him months to feel comfortable around new people. When we visited distant relatives last Christmas, he barely spoke to our uncles for the first 3 hours. Just sat next to me playing on his Switch. And now my mom expected him to be cool with some random dude who broke up our family living in our house, using our bathroom, sleeping in our mom's bed. Yeah, no. Marcus wasn't going. And I wasn't gonna force him. But the guilt was eating me alive. I felt like I was keeping Marcus from his mom. Even though he made the choice himself, I knew people would blame me. Say I was manipulating him or turning him against her. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I texted my mom everything. "I know about the affair. I know you were with Trevor before you and Dad split. I know you lied about how you met him. And I can't forgive you for what you said about Dad, because when you called him ugly and said you couldn't stand looking at him, you were talking about me too. I look exactly like him. So every time I see you, I'm gonna think about how disgusted you are by my face. I don't want a relationship with you right now. Maybe not ever. And Marcus doesn't want to see you because Trevor makes him uncomfortable and you can't force him to be okay with that. This isn't Dad turning us against you. You did this yourself. I hit send before I could chicken out. 3 dots appeared immediately. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then my phone rang. I didn't answer. She called again. And again. I let it go to voicemail. Then she called my dad. I heard him on the phone in the living room. No, I didn't tell him anything. He figured it out himself. Pause. You can't force them to come over if they don't want to. Pause. Maybe if you hadn't moved Trevor in so fast, Marcus would be more comfortable. Pause. I'm not doing this with you. They are old enough to make their own choices. He hung up. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed with a text from my Aunt Linda. Your mom is devastated. She made a mistake, but she's still your mother. You need to forgive her. Then my cousin Tyler. Dude, your mom is crying. Just go see her. Then my grandma. Family is family, Karis. Don't let pride ruin your relationship with your mother. I wanted to scream. She cheated. She lied. She said horrible things about my dad while looking exactly like him. She moved her affair partner into our house. And somehow I'm the bad guy for not wanting to play happy family. My dad knocked on my door that night. Can I come in? Yeah. He sat on the edge of my bed. Your mom wants you to visit her this weekend. I'm not going. I know. But she's asking me to make you go. You can't make me do anything. I'm 19. I know. He rubbed his temples. But she's saying I'm turning you and Marcus against her. And if this goes to court for custody stuff with Marcus, that could be bad for me. My blood boiled. So you want me to fake a relationship with her so she doesn't screw you over in court? No. I want you to do what feels right for you. But I also want you to know what's at stake. What's at stake is my mental health, Dad. Every time I think about seeing her, I feel sick. Physically sick. And you want me to just ignore that? He looked at me for a long time. No. I don't want you to ignore that. Then what do you want? I want you to be okay. And if staying away from her is what makes you okay, then stay away. Even if it costs you in court. Even then. I didn't visit her that weekend. Or the next. Or the one after that. Marcus asked me one night if I thought he was a bad son for not seeing Mom. No, I told him. You're not bad. You're protecting yourself. But she's sad. She made choices that hurt us. That's not your fault. He nodded, but I could tell he didn't fully believe it. My mom tried a different approach. She started texting Marcus directly. I miss you, baby. Please come visit me. Trevor wants to take you to the arcade. He said you can pick any game you want. I'm your mom. You're supposed to love me no matter what. That last one pissed me off so much I called her. Stop guilt-tripping Marcus. He's 14. I'm not guilt-tripping him. I'm trying to have a relationship with my son. By making him feel bad for having boundaries. What boundaries? He's a child. Children don't get to decide when they see their parents. Actually, yeah, they do. Especially when the parent makes them uncomfortable. Trevor makes him uncomfortable because you're telling him to be uncomfortable. I've never said a single bad word about Trevor to Marcus. He's uncomfortable because Trevor's a stranger living in his house. It's my house. It's the house we grew up in. The house Dad is still paying for while you figure out the divorce. You moved your affair partner into it before the ink even dried on the separation papers. You didn't think about how that would affect us. You just did what you wanted. Silence. I deserve to be happy, Karis. And we deserve a mom who didn't blow up our family because she got bored. I hung up. My hands were shaking. I felt like I'd just run a marathon. Marcus was standing in the hallway. Did you really mean that? Every word. Good. Here's the thing nobody tells you about cutting off a parent. Everyone has an opinion about it. My mom's side of the family thinks I'm being cruel and unforgiving. My dad's side thinks I'm justified but wishes I'd try harder for Marcus's sake. My friends are split. Some say she's still my mom and I'll regret this later. Others say I don't owe her anything just because she gave birth to me. But none of them have to live with the image of her face when she called my dad disgusting. None of them have to see Trevor's gym shorts in the laundry room where my dad's work clothes used to be. None of them have to explain to their little brother why Mom isn't picking him up from school anymore. I do. And I'm tired of people acting like I'm the problem. A few weeks ago, my mom showed up at my dad's house unannounced. I saw her car in the driveway and my stomach dropped. She knocked. My dad answered. I want to see my sons. Karis doesn't want to see you. And Marcus isn't here, he's at a friend's house. I don't believe you. Check his location if you want. He shared it with you. She pulled out her phone. Checked. Her face fell. When did he leave? An hour ago. Why didn't anyone tell me he was going to a friend's house? I could have picked him up and we could have hung out. Because he didn't want to hang out with you. Her face crumpled. For a second, I almost felt bad. Then I remembered everything and the feeling passed. Can I talk to Karis? He doesn't want to talk to you. 5 minutes. Please. My dad looked back at me. I was standing in the hallway, out of sight from the door. I shook my head. He said no. I'm his mother. And he's an adult who gets to decide who he has a relationship with. She started crying. You're turning them against me. I'm not doing anything. You did this to yourself. I made any mistake. 1. You cheated for months. You lied about it. You moved the guy into the house before the divorce was even filed. You said horrible things about me in front of our kids. That's not any mistake, that's a pattern. I was unhappy. So talk to me. Go to therapy. Do literally anything besides cheat and blow up our family. I want to talk to Karis. He doesn't want to talk to you. They went back and forth like that for a while. Eventually, she left. I watched from the window as she sat in her car for 10 minutes, crying into her hands. Part of me wanted to go out there and say something. The other part of me remembered how she laughed at Trevor's jokes while Marcus sat there uncomfortable and silent. I stayed inside. That night, my dad asked me if I was okay. Yeah. You sure? That was pretty intense. I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. I was angry and guilty and relieved and sad all at once. I wanted my mom back, but not this version of her. I wanted the mom who used to make me breakfast before school and helped me with homework and drove me to baseball practice. Not the mom who cheated and lied and made me feel bad for having feelings about it. People keep telling me I'll regret this when she's gone. That I'll wish I'd tried harder to fix things. Maybe they are right. But right now, all I know is that seeing her makes me feel like garbage. And I don't think I should have to light myself on fire to keep someone else warm, even if that someone is my mom. Marcus asked me last night if I think mom will ever apologize. I don't know. Do you think you'd forgive her if she did? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I don't know that either. That's okay, he said. You don't have to know. He's 14 and somehow more emotionally mature than half the adults in our family. My mom texted me this morning. I love you. I'm sorry for everything. Please give me a chance. I stayed at that text for 20 minutes. Then I put my phone face down and went to make breakfast. Maybe one day I'll be ready to respond. Maybe one day I'll be ready to sit across from her and hear her out. Maybe one day the anger will fade and I'll miss her more than I resent her. But today's not that day. And I'm done feeling guilty about it.